Hey, welcome to the Light Green Gamer. This is going to be the Puppeteer for 1 hour initial first impressions. It's going to be an extended stream due to the delays I've had actually getting this activated. This is due to the PSN maintenance schedule. Fact is, my PS3 is now online, means it will stay online as long as I don't turn it off. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. I also have to say hello to the new subscribers, and thanks very much for those who watched my previous videos. I'm quite surprised that the Grand Theft Auto one I did in, for lack of a better way, in pure anger, has got quite a lot of views. That's not really my intention to be that kind of vocal, so apologies for that. And hopefully trying a different system and setup through headphones, so there should be no noise interference. And hopefully this will be incredibly entertaining. Well, not this part, hopefully when we actually get to the game. And there we go, the constant errors, apologies with them popping up, they're out of my hands. So yeah, Puppeteer, quite a interesting game. It's actually done by the animator of, I believe it's the Siren franchise, which is quite two ends of the spectrum. One's a pretty horrific form of horror, and this is meant to be a child-friendly kind of personalized take on a kind of stage show or puppeteer show, as it were. It should be quite interesting to see how the techniques transfer.
Come one, come all.
So yeah, I'm going to go quiet and
most
enjoy.
Extraordinary, most unimaginable puppet show you've ever experienced. Prepare for an astonishing adventure full of mystery, full of danger, and full of artistry, meant to astound the eye and capture the human soul. The name's Professor Gregorius T. Oswald. But my friends, and we're all friends here, call me G. Today's fantastical tale is the perilous journey of a boy named Kuturo.
I have to say, the sound effects are quite impressive. Any of you have actually gone to a concert as such, like as this. I went to see Wicked, which was incredibly impressive in London, and this just, even the sound just captures the atmosphere perfectly.
Welcome to the magical theatre of the strange and fantastic.
Well, I am a forever lone type of person, so one player. Start the game, yes.
Once upon a time, before everything went to rack and ruin, the Moon Realm was ruled by a beautiful goddess. But then, Little Bear, for whom the Moon Goddess had shown nothing but love, stole two of his mistress's precious possessions: the Black Moonstone and a magic pair of scissors known as Calibris. After declaring himself Moon Bear King, he invaded the goddess's castle, smashed the White Moonstone to pieces.
Once upon a time, I once upon a now. This is my moon genes, so just get to the part where I sound good.
Right, yes, of course. Wasn't everyone so very wowed when the Moon Goddess was obliterated? Wasn't it just great that the impressive Moon Bear King gave a piece of the White Moonstone to each of his generals, screwing over the moon at large? Oh yes, the next 3 years was something special. Ah, yes. Now, where do I begin?
I have to say, this kind of presentation is incredibly impressive.
Ruthless new king, and intent to keep it that way. So night after night he spirited away the souls of children and locked them inside wooden puppets who were doomed to defend Castle Grizzlestaff. And while tonight was no exception, it would prove to be quite exceptional.
the poor dearie. Look, yin-yang, another day, another soul.
Poor indeed. You're as bad as the tyrant. How many of these children are you planning to parade off to certain mutilation before you realize you're wasting your time?
Why, one more, and then another after that. As many as it takes for me to get my hands on Calibers.
That's nice.
Meet our hapless hero, who's just blinked back to life, firmly in the Moon Bear King's clutches.
Kutaro, Kutaro, your soul was summoned here at my behest. Kutaro, will you be my friend? Pals to the bitter end.
Okay, that was rather...
Lovely. Another dunce who left his head in the Moon Bear King's belly. Listen, you're going to drop dead if you go without a head. And I'll be the one stuck with cleanup. Come on, let's find something else you can use. A substitute head. What's rattling around in there? It's a head. Perhaps I'll just help myself. This should... You're all set. Remember those head pots. They may be weird, but they flap around with lots of useful heads. But one little touch, and they'll drop their stash. You know, a new kid on the chopping block like you ought to have a couple of noggins at least. Can't take any chances. There's another. See? Just like I said.
Blast it! What am I doing wrong? Am I not powerful enough?
Look out! Now, if you don't grab them right away, their magic will fade and no more head. So remember, if you lose your head, pick it up post haste. Oh, and one other thing. Moon sparkles. Here, I'll show you. Voila! These are moon sparkles. Collect 100 and you'll be able to magically come back to life, even if you do lose all your heads.
So,
Let's keep looking.
it's quite interesting. You control your main character with the left analog, and I'm guessing the L1 and L2. Then the cat is controlled by the right analog, with obviously R1 and R2. It's quite interesting. Interesting to see how it transfers into a more chaotic game.
Keep your eyes peeled for moon sparkles if you want to stay alive. Oh, that Moon Bear King is always angry. Oh, look
That's
there.
quite creepy.
You see that head symbol? Listen, every head has a little bit of magic to it. They react to places and objects that resemble them. Oh, why don't you just give it a try? Here, first choose the right head. Now, use the head's magic. Anyway, keep an eye out for those head symbols. Anything could happen. Look at that. No wonder they're so skinny.
Oh, what a little
I really love this kind of presentation.
Oh, please make yourself at home. Go and bring him to me!
You'd better follow that fork. The witch doesn't take kindly to long waits.
Hurry
Watch that
up!
feisty fork. It's as wicked as the witch. Hey, I warned you. Remember to pick that up quick. Pass through that shimmering gateway to proceed to the back of the kitchen.
Now, make no mistake, Kuturo was not alone in his plight. The kitchen was already staffed by unfortunates whom the Moon Bear King had plucked from their beds. These children had been charged with keeping the fickle king fed, and it was a miserably hopeless task. After all, his appetite was as vast and insatiable as his lust for power.
Careful, there's this thing about fire and puppets. All those moon sparkles, you don't want to toast yourself grabbing them.
Imagine being one of these tykes and spending dusk till dawn getting kneaded and grated, peeled and parboiled, marinated, melted, minced and mashed. Or, if they were lucky, just zested, followed by a light of gravy.
I smell something delicious. The witch couldn't have made it. Oh, and that was my lunch. Oh, wait. There's a spark of magic in every head. Got any ideas? Aha! There's that head symbol again. See how using your head can change the world? And I do mean that quite literally.
I would love that power to turn anything into a decent burger.
The witch, in case you're wondering, was a singularly screwy sorceress by the name of Esma Potts. You'd think someone that gifted with a cauldron would know a thing or two about cooking, and you'd be wrong. As for Kuturo's catty companion, name of Yin Yang, he used to be the moon goddess's faithful feline. One might say his current mistress was a step down in some regards.
Okay, so picking up a head, overrides. Fair enough.
Watch out for the vegetables. In this kitchen, the cook is a cook, and the squash are out to squish.
Dearies, because lazy boys are the first to get turned into grubs!
Nice little platforming, bit simplistic at the moment.
Come hither, my pretties, so you can get lost! Yin Yang, open the windows! I'm
One,
alive from this
three.
gothic.
What do you think? Meowed by my cat-like reflexes?
Ah! Where is the moon goddess? I demand to know where you have taken her! Unhand me, you louts! How dare you!
That peppy princess ought to pipe down. Are you the new boy? I suppose you want me to get your soul back so you can return home. Well, not until you march those wooden legs up to the Moon Bear King's throne room and fetch me his magic scissors. You can do it. After all, you are a very special boy.
Deja Mew. How many very special boys are we up to now?
Yeah. You can keep him company.
Whoop-de-doo. We get to go to the throne room to find Calibros. Won't this be fun?
Hope so.
But look on the bright side. At least you don't have to stay here and get bossed around to an early grave by the witch. Not yet, anyway.
Stop that!
I love all these hidden kind of actions.
I can't take it anymore! Luna Kazo!
I'm using that thing.
Stop that! It tickles!
Ooh, this looks like a fallout
Welcome
to the old
to the
Nick
Tower
game.
of Tribulations. But don't let a cheerful name like that fool you. This place is to see. You never know where a head might be hiding. Head pods, dreadnoughts, parking lots. Check everywhere. They don't say get your head out of the gutter for nothing.
Some creepy designs on those paintings. Not even sure if I'm able to stomp them. Okay, that's a weird noise.
No, not good. We have a spherical situation. Duck for your life before we get bowled over. Still in one piece?
Abracadabra!
Ow. No. Typical, the one head I lose happens to be for here. Brilliant. Okay.
Magnificent, Kotaro. There's the entrance to the throne room. No one has ever made it this far.
Lies.
Stop this
I can't
madness!
take that
I
banana
command you
seriously.
in the name of the
Wait, sire. What if she's right? The sun does have a burning temper.
Ha! What can he do? I've got his precious daughter!
Well, of course you do, sire. And even if you didn't, your majesticalness is more than enough to eclipse the sun.
I've prepared a very special room for you, my dear princess. So please, I insist, take a long rest.
Meow. What luck. He's left Calibras unattended for once. Kutaro, you are one lucky person.
Sounds like a setup.
There before our hero towered the most impressive pair of scissors you've ever seen. The legendary Calibras. But Calibras was bound fast by vile vines, the twisted offspring of the Moon Bear King's twisted magic.
Kutaro, meet Calibras. Calibras is a cut above your average scissors. He used to serve the Moon Goddess.
Step forward, boy, and take your destiny in hand.
Now that's a shock. I mean, an honor. Don't you see? Calibras has chosen you.
And so Kutaro's fortunes were starting to look up. After all, he was now the proud owner of a pair of enchanted scissors. Still, it wasn't all good luck. Remember, Calibras belonged to the Moon Bear King.
Interesting.
And the boy's first challenge was to extricate himself from the booby trap he'd just set off.
Right there. That's the ticket. Nicely done, Kutaro. We'll be out of here in no time. Yes, you know what to do.
What's this thing, sister?
Scissored like a true wizard.
I'm guessing some form of platform is going to be involved with the direction of cutting.
See? Take good care of Calibras, and Calibras will take care of you. Oh, lovely. Very nice. Don't stop now, or that breeze...
As I should have got that head, my bad. Okay, I get it. Right.
Who dares lay a hand on my property? My traps! How did you get out? Wait, how did you get in? You wretch! What have you done to my throne room? Guards! Apprehend that thief!
Creepy.
Deftly and darkly, the grubs descended upon our trembling hero. But locked within each of them was the soul of a child, just as scared as him.
That's it. Very heroic.
I'll pop your head clean off your shoulders!
Get caught, and you'll be grabbified, just like the rest of these poor children.
Guards! I want that sticky-fingered scoundrel's head! Guards? Huh? Guards! I'll do it myself.
Okay. Nice designs.
Weaver. Of all the Moon Bear King's nightmarish magical creations, weavers were some of the nastiest. This was Kuturo's first ever real dose of fear. But to escape the Weaver, those fears would need to be conquered. As the clash grew even clashier, the boy snipped, sliced, and sundered with the cold realization his
I
life
really like these
counted on.
controls.
Success! The Fell Weaver was no more. With the legendary calibers firmly in hand, Kuturo had taken the first step of his grand adventure. Unfortunately, the next steps had to be taken at a run, as the Savage King was hot on our heroes' heels.
Tiger!
Yes, sire.
Where did that whelp go?
Well, he can't have gotten far, sire. He has such tiny legs. I imagine he's right around the corner.
I don't want him around the corner. I want him cornered! Find that thief, or I'll find someone who can!
Please, sire, your blood pressure. I'll take care of it. Would you like a back rub? A glass of warm milk? Anything? No?
I think a tiger would have a bit
None
more
of the others
backbone.
ever made it half as far. This will be music to the witch's ears. Oh, man up, would you please? Would you prefer the grubs find you and the Mune Bear King yanks your limbs off?
With a flash of Calibris, Kuturo felled the frightful monster and freed the soul of every last child in the fiend's clutches. Well done, Kuturo! The souls he freed were homeward bound.
Okay, nice head world. It's just in the
Kuturo had obtained Calibris, a legendary pair of magic scissors. But before he could start cutting along the dotted line of destiny, he would have to escape the wrath of the tyrannical Moon Bear King. Let us continue our adventure. Lucky Kuturo, suckered into stealing a set of sorcerer's scissors by the witch and stirring up a tyrant's rage. Now, all his hopes of escaping the castle were dashed, just as he himself dashed like mad to outrun the soldier grubs who wanted his head. Poor Kuturo. His only hopes now were Calibris and a witch of most questionable character. What cruel tricks would fate play on him next?
You pussy-footing wussy-cat, where were you? I ought to fudge and brownies, it can't be.
Did you forget you sent us off in the first place? Yes, Calibris chose him.
Finally! Those legendary shears will cut right through the Moon Bear King's lackeys and set the Moon Realm free! Now, my brave young warrior, why don't you let Granny hold onto those for you? Right now, you wooden donks! What was that for? Don't you tell me I'm not your type! Gotcha!
To command Calibris, you need either a heart as pure as the goddesses, or vicious magic like the Grizz. But all you've got is an attitude.
Go nuts! You keep Calabras. I know you'll take good care of it for me.
Was
I smell him. That's the punch and stinker, a scissor thief.
Oh, General Tiger, sir. How kind of you to drop by to check on Beasley and me. Gosh, I just don't know anything about publicity, but if I see him, you'll be the first and last to know.
And this egregiously foul odor must be witch stink. You are certain he's not here?
Oh, yes, very certain, Your Tigeress. I beg you, bring that scoundrel to justice, or I may not sleep a wink tonight.
Don't worry. My grubs will have this whole castle locked down in no time. After all, we can't have anyone crashing the prison towers and making off with the knight's powers, now can we?
You hear that, dear? Then get your Heidi in gear!
The tiger's tongue had slipped. Whatever powers this knight had, they were clearly important. The castle walls didn't come with stairs. Clinging to the slippery stones instead were giant living vines imbued with dark magic.
Okay, some more music on top, fair enough.
Snipping, cutting, slicing through the vines with Calibras, Kuturo scrambled up and up. Onward he must climb.
There goes my head.
As you may have noticed, there was a reason the Moon Witch framed Kuturo for stealing the scissors. The moment she marched him off to the throne room, she had already concocted a plan to take Calibras for herself. Despite himself, Kuturo was growing excited. What kind of awesome power could this knight in the towers have anyway? Not even the vile vines could still Kuturo's scissors.
We'll have to use these for stairs. Just cut along the seam. Impressive.
Thanks to Calibras, not even the steepest tower walls could stop Kuturo. Kuturo sliced his way through flags, vines, anything he could sink those scissors into.
And safe with children.
Not everyone took it sitting down when the Moon Bear King rose to power. Many tried to oust the tyrant and bring back the goddess. One or two of them even survived. But the goddess's mightiest champions all fell, and their powers were locked away in secret, well-guarded places.
Now, where do you suppose the knight's powers are hiding?
Tower-top security was tight. The Weaver patrolled the smoke-ridden sky, swooping and slicing at anything that moved. These towers not only defended the castle walls when the Moon Bear King rebelled against the goddess, but during the ferocious final fight, they also went on the attack. The tyrant later converted the towering spires to a prison, which with a bounding imagination he dubbed the Prison Towers. The crushed forces of the Moon Goddess were detained at His Majesty's pleasure to starve, rot, and generally suffer. Only their armor remained to tell their terrible tale.
I have to say, it's getting quite fast.
Gorging on the power in its lord's dark seal, the Weaver stretched to preposterous proportions. Puppeteer knew he had to swallow his fear, step forward, and keep his head.
Well, looks like the pawn has become a knight. Why do all your problems seem to come in extra large? Looks like you found a chink in the armor. I bet you can cut through. Told you so. Just your luck. Starting to unravel.
You can really abuse those head pickups. Okay, so it's not about a clean cut, it's about how much you cut.
Checkmate! Hurry up and cut those souls free!
I would love to, but it's not letting me cut them. Yeah, this is interesting. Nope. Not a single bit of registration. Ah, so you gotta do it on top, even though it's a string. Okay, slightly problematic.
That's it! Well done!
After the formidable adversary was vanquished, an old and scratched-up shield appeared before Kutaro. Could this be the power he sought?
Tiger! Quickly, you fool! He's going to find the Knight's shield! How could he possibly know it was in there? Stop him! If Kutaro makes off with the shield or the Sun Princess, mark my ground. No! Rip that bit of moonstone right out of your mouth!
When I find that idiot who blabbed about the night in front of...
With the help of Caliburus, Kutaro defeated the menace and saved the souls of a lucky few. Well done, Kutaro! The souls he freed were homeward bound. Kutaro had spied an old shield in the prison tower, but Tiger was hot on his heels. Where were the knight's powers? Who was this princess that had been locked up? And would Kutaro make it out of the Black Castle alive?
Well, it's definitely a very interesting game. Really nice kind of flow to it. Really good Puppeteering presentation and control. Slightly unclear on the boss though, because one moment the hit detection is allowed, then it's suddenly limited. So yeah, I'm just going to do a curtain 3 in about 30 seconds.
And so the story continues. You'll recall that even after the moon goddess was defeated and her legion was put to rout, her loyal subjects tried to resist. 4 champions, ever faithful, rose to their mistress's calls. Over a period of weeks, they concocted an elaborate plan to lead a pathetically small but equally valiant army against the Moonbear King's castle Grizzlestein. Did it work? Well...
Onward, ye knaves! The bear shall pay the price for his crimes!
They were hopelessly outnumbered, but so desperately did they fight, so bravely did they broil, that the tyrant himself finally deigned to confront them.
You fight well, dare I say, skillfully. But alas, that shield will not protect you from me! Coward!
And that was the end of that revolt. The Moonbear King used his dark magic to lock the 4 champions' powers away, and all would-be challengers to his throne were wiped from the face of the moon.
Well, that was a happy thing.
This shield was a special one indeed, for within it still dwelled the power of the moon goddess's knight, he whose valiant struggles ended in tragedy.
Alas, poor knight, I knew him, Kotaro. This flashy shield of his got him farther than most, but when you're pitted against the king, fear got the better of him, and you're looking at the rest of him. These scratches, courtesy of the Moonbear King. Just look what's become of the moon's... Oops, sorry, couldn't keep my paws off.
At last, Kotaro had claimed the knight's powers.
Woohoo! Why, you've done it, you sweet little muffin. Try those powers out!
How the hell does she fit in that?
Oh, very good. Next up, Lunar Bit Part. Okay, shortbread, mouth shut and ears open. That's my clever boy. Remember, you can fend off nearly any attack, great or small, just as long as you don't get smooshed in the process. Lunar Glove! Now fend this sucker off! There, you see? Some attacks can be turned against the attacker. Oh. Next, try pointing the shield upward. Good. Now point the shield downward. Moving on. Lunar Bit Part. The best defense is someone else's offense. And the Night Shield, as it happens, was specially designed to deflect beams of magic light. Which is lucky for you, because here comes a doozy! Bounce it at that grub there! Yeah! Kerplowing! Very impressive for your...
What's the chances of an enemy being up there in the first place?
One more thing, dear. The shield wears out if you use it too much, so be sure to give it lots of rest. Got it? Then get lost.
Oh, look! The witch conjured up an exit. How sweet. We should hurry before her magic fizzles out.
Sadly, not all the castle's puppets were having the same luck as Kuturo. Winken, Blinken, and Non here tried to make a break for it. And got broken for their...
Wow, that's gory.
The Moonbear King's overblown guillotine was waiting to reduce all such traitors to scrap.
Eesh, stay on your toes if you want to keep them. Looks like you need a head to get ahead. No defense is perfect. You'll find a weakness if you keep your eyes peeled. Bravo! An eye for an eye.
How does that even count as a head?
Climb on up, Kutaro. Colorly eclipsed. The shimmering gateway has been swiped.
Oh no.
Oh, meow, I remember. The king's brand new security system was installed here last week.
Oh, of course, I think grab his head.
Here, the shimmering gateway abruptly ended. Kuturo could not stave off a sinking feeling that things were about to get grim.
There you are, you vexatious thief. Ready to become sawdust?
Magic is pouring out of Calibras. Now, let Tiger have it.
I'll get you for this. Mark my words.
Well, we've reached the top of the prison towers, but where is the gateway?
Help! Somebody!
Oh, that's right. The princess is being held here.
Come on. Thought that at least be achievement. Oh, there we go.
Watch out for the surge.
Yeah, that's off button.
Was it the knight's soul within the shield, or something else stirring? A fire filled Kuturo's heart, and he knew it was his duty to save the princess.
Just what is it about damsels?
Please stop. Ooh.
in shining armor?
No, you're king.
Wait, that's not the Sun Princess. She's not even a lady. At best, she's a lady in waiting.
Kuturo was disheartened, but his sense of chivalry
Oh my God!
would not let him
Get
leave the
me outta
lady
here!
behind.
I wish she was a princess. I could really go for my own kingdom.
No use moaning. A hero never leaves a lady behind.
Chop chop! Come on!
Waiting for my shield to meet that woman. Oh, finally.
Guess I didn't give you enough credit. You're like a hero or something, right? Questing to save the princess? Why else would you have Calabrus and the Moon Knight's shield? Well,
Because the game
you're about
made me
3
do it.
feet too short and 3 hours too late. But thanks. Like, seriously.
I think we may have an incident on our hands.
Okay. Somewhat satisfying, but disturbing.
See that fang Tiger is flashing? That's a piece of the Mule Stone. Without that bit of dental work, he'd be a scaredy cat and no better.
I would kill to see a puppet show like this.
Danger! High voltage! Good thing my paws don't touch the ground. You'd better try to get some air.
I'll whittle you down to size, you little gnat.
Jump and hit flag. Yeah, stop the jump pop-up. Jump pop-up is really off-putting and you really gotta figure out how to jump.
Bad news. I chew before I swallow.
I didn't say that was exactly bad. No, they changed the buttons.
That's okay. Next time.
What the hell?
Spiky hairballs. Ouch.
That's right, cower.
you punk!
Yeah, that's quite nice. Because I had a mask, it changes the fight. Oh, that would really hurt.
Like, oh my gosh! That was so totally gross! I'm covered in tiger slobber. Do you have any idea how much I paid already for dry cleaning? Oh, hey! Thanks for the help. What was your name again?
Kotaro.
Kotaro, huh? Right on. I'm Picarina. On behalf of the sun, let me say thank you.
Oh, my word! You found one of the moonstone shards!
It's mine.
Impressive. I knew I picked a winner. In fact, I think we're ready to team up in earnest. Who's this little soubrette? One of the Sun Princess's retinue. Where's your
the
mistress?
Navi.
Like, I gotta tell you, it's not like you're anybody special, am I right?
Who would have thought? It's the tyrant! Run for your life!
Give me back my scissors! I'll chase you
No.
to the ends of the moon! This world belongs to me now! You'll never be safe, ever!
With the help of Calibros, Kuturo defeated the menace and saved the souls of a lucky few. Well done, Kuturo! The souls he freed were homeward bound.
Well, what can I say? First impressions? There you go. As I was saying, first impressions, it's an incredibly fantastic and unique game. The controls are tight. The presentation is phenomenal, very unique. A lot of hidden gems in the background. Certain maps at certain points can drastically alter your actual progression in the story, and even boss battles, which I think is fantastic. And generally just absolutely amazing. I mean, with Little Big Planet, it's very impressive in its own right, but as far as narrative goes, it's quite too spontaneous and varying in its actual approach. This seems to be a lot more confined with an overall goal. And yeah, if you've got any children, hell, I'm 27, I think it's fantastic, so definitely give it a go if you enjoy platformers. With that, I'm going to end the stream because it's all about first impressions, first act, and I believe I've been out of time now. Yeah, 1 hour and 4 minutes, which matches perfectly to my 1 hour point. And if I do continue, look forward to the live stream. And if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe, because it helps me phenomenally with hopefully in the future getting earlier access and reviews to a lot of titles. At the moment I'm in talks with Sony and Ubisoft, and yeah, hopefully that will have some kind of fruition in the coming months. So thanks very much and have a good day.